be aware of the simple feeling of being. Before we know any other knowledge or experience, we know that we exist. We know our own being. We know that I am. The knowledge I am, the knowing of our own being, is the mind's primary knowledge. Ask yourself the question, what is it that knows or is aware that I exist or that I am? What is it that knows or is aware of my own being? Is it I that knows that I am? Or is it someone or something else that knows that I am? In other words, is our own being known by itself or by something other than itself? It is obviously I that am aware that I am. In other words, our own being is self-aware, self-knowing or self-luminous. it illuminates or knows itself. Our knowing of our own being, its knowing of itself, is our primary knowledge. I know that I am, before I know any other knowledge or experience. This is what is indicated by the phrase, before Abraham was, I am. Before the mind's knowledge of the past or future, before the mind's knowledge of anything in time or space, I am. It knows its own self-aware being. When infinite consciousness collapses into the finite mind, it leaves a trace of itself in that mind as the knowledge I am, or the feeling of being. And that is why the knowledge I am, or the feeling of being, is a portal through which the finite mind passes on its way back to its source, infinite consciousness. It is the perfume of God's presence in the heart. The knowledge I am, or the feeling of being, is a hint of the beloved in existence. our own self-aware being is present behind and within all experience. I am tired. I am lonely. I am in pain. I am sitting on a chair. I am happy. I am in love. I am sad, etc. Always I am. Always our basic identity. Present behind and within all experience. All experience is a coloring of our essential being. But our essential self-aware being remains present throughout. Its essential nature is uncolored, unconditioned, unlimited. It colors itself in the form of all experience and seems as such to acquire conditions or limitations. But in fact it remains in its essential uncolored condition throughout. Just as the self-aware screen colors itself in the form of all movies, but never ceases to be its essential uncolored self. Do not allow the colors of experience to persuade you that you are something temporary, finite, conditioned, or limited. Be in touch with your essential uncolored, unconditioned, unlimited, self-aware being throughout all changing experience. In the Tantric tradition, our unconditioned, unlimited, self-aware being is known as Shiva. And Shiva's ability to colour himself in the form of all experience is known as Shakti. When Shiva and Shakti make love, the world disappears. When they separate, the world appears. In the West, our unconditioned, unlimited, self-aware being is known as consciousness or awareness. And its colouring of itself in the form of all experience is known as mind. As such, mind, that is all thinking, feeling, sensing and perceiving, is a self-colouring of our infinite self-aware being. All experience is thus a temporary colouring of our unconditioned, unlimited, self-aware being. A temporary colouring of God's infinite being. It's what William Blake meant when he said, "Every bird that cuts the airy way is an immense world of delight, enclosed by the five senses." Every bird that cuts the airy way is an immense world of delight, enclosed by the five senses. Every experience we have is our inherently peaceful, unconditionally fulfilled, self-aware being. Clothing itself in thought and perception, appearing to itself as the world. God's infinite being, colouring itself or enclosing itself in the activity of the five senses. And appearing to itself as a multiplicity and diversity of objective experience. Don't allow experience to persuade you that you experience anything other than God's infinite being. In the Vedantic tradition, the inward-facing path, or the path of exclusion or discrimination, the colours of experience are rejected in favour of their colourless background. In the Tantric tradition, the path of inclusion, or the path of love, the colours of experience are embraced. They are understood not to veil their colourless background, but to shine with it. Thus, in the Tantric tradition, every experience is considered a portal to reality. A deep depression, the joy of sexual intimacy, or simply the taste of tea, all of them shine equally with God's infinite being, our own uncolored, unconditioned, self-aware being. If we reject any experience, we deny ourselves the possibility of tasting this essential, uncolored, infinite being within it. Therefore, in the Tantric tradition, all experience is brought close embraced. We do not move away from it as we do in the Vedantic tradition. We move towards it, we bring it closer. We don't just observe it from a distance. We fold our arms around it.